Hey guys, I am back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 257 and I hope I'm talking loud enough. I am so sorry for this audio quality the last couple days. I figured out what the problem was. It's not the mics, it's the cable that goes along with the mics. So it got bent inside the camera because the camera fell the other day. So that's what the problem is. So I ordered a cable. This should be my last video of sounding this low. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm still doing my video today. So this is about the best I can do. I thought about going live, but I knew I was gonna probably stay on there way too long. So I was like, I'm just gonna get this little video out and later I will go live at another point. And we will sound better. So I apologize and thank you for just sticking this out with me. I appreciate you as always. So I'm also exhausted. I did not do my Taibo tonight and I'm just giving myself the night off because it has been a long week. So I wanted to talk about this Abraham Hicks email I got, and so this goes along with everything we keep talking about. So I thought I would read this and then we'll kind of chat about it a little bit. So each and every component, I'm trying to talk loud, so hopefully you guys can hear. Each and every component that makes up your life experience is drawn to you by the powerful law of attraction's response to the thoughts you think and the story you tell about your life. Your money and financial assets, your body's state of wellness, clarity, flexibility, size and shape, your work environment, how you are treated, work satisfaction, and rewards. Indeed, the very happiness of your life experience in general is all happening because of the story that you tell. And I love that. The story that we tell. So that's about all I talked about all this week with clients. I'm like, what story are we stuck telling inside of ourselves? And you have to remember that, like, what I do is I tell myself, what if everything I've ever thought and everything I've ever believed is not true? And what if we can start with a clean slate right now? What would I choose to think about and what story would I tell? Because we know what the old story is. The old story is icky and dark and it made us who we are right now. And we have this old story playing. But what if, and they have said, I don't know who they was, but somebody said that 50% of our memories are false. So what if at least half of what we're telling ourselves over and over is false? What if? So I like to play the what if game. What if this isn't true? And what if this is true? And I just like to do that because that feels so much better. And I don't like to feel bad anymore. You know, I think we have an addiction to feeling bad. And so at some point we have to say, hey, I have the power to change the way I see myself. And I have the power to change the story that I'm telling myself every single day. And remember, we're training ourselves. This is an intention that we have to set every day. What type of life do I want to live? And you get to decide that. That is how powerful we are, and we don't trust in our power. I have seen so many people that don't trust in their power, and I was one of them. I used to be one of them. I did. I would feel the power. I could feel the strength, but I couldn't utilize it. I didn't know how. And so throughout the years, as I've studied all of these things and tried to perfect them as much as possible, I'd say I'm the best I am today and getting better every day. That is the best affirmation you can say. I'm getting better every day. I'm in the perfect place at the perfect timing, and I'm getting better every day. And the reason why I know I'm getting better every day is because I feel the most calm I've ever felt inside, and I've got like stressors around me, and I'm not even stressed. That tells me that I'm on the right track. That tells me that I'm successful and that I've won. Because, oh my gosh, when you're feeling anxiety and you're feeling depression and all those diagnoses that we get labeled that cause us shame, you have this, you have this, you have this, you know, and then we feel shame because we have those things. Or we take them on as an identity and we say, I have anxiety. And then it becomes a thing that we have to either manage or try to fix or try to alleviate completely. And so if we just work with that word, anxiety, and we just say, man, I'm experiencing some anxiety. Okay, What if I could look at this a little differently? What if it's actually excitement or anticipation instead of anxiety? And I started doing that. I started saying, what if I'm just anticipating something? And then it's not actually anxiety. What if I've just taught my body for so many years to be in fight or flight mode that I just can't get out of it? And that's what I'm feeling right now. And what if I could train myself to think thoughts that serve me versus the thoughts that hurt me? And so I started practicing. And it freaking worked. It worked. It took a while, but it worked. And I learned a lot along the way, and it was challenging. But like I've said before, in these, the past couple months, I have never felt more at peace. And that's what I've been practicing. Even just this mic issue, I was a little bit worried about it. I was like, what is going on? I know I've fixed this, and this has happened before, and I've fixed it. And then I just started pulling everything apart, and I was like, oh, it's the cable. It's bent inside because, I dropped the camera the other day, which I've done actually more than a few times, and broken little pieces on the camera. It's crazy. But what am I doing? I'm still here. Still here with you, trying to give you some sort of quality of something. It might not sound the best, but I'm giving you a piece of my heart as best as I can tonight through my exhaustion. And I've just taught myself to be okay with whatever's happening. And I didn't used to be like that. So I had to train myself. So I know that you can do this too. You can train yourself to feel any way you want to feel. You just have to decide what that is. And I recommend you start with peace. And you start to learn to calm your body down. And you do some breathing. You make sure, and it's not just you sit down to do breathing exercises once or twice a day or a week. You do this all throughout the day. You check in all day long with yourself. Just be very present with your mind, be present with your body. Make sure you're thinking thoughts that are not hurting you. Just that might be the first thing to think about. Like, what thoughts am I thinking? Study what you're thinking. I will tell you that most of the time, I don't want to say most of the time, I'll say maybe like a third of the time that I mention something like this to other people, like to study their thoughts, they don't want to hear that. And I'm just like, it's the most priceless thing you can do to know, hey, what am I thinking about? But a lot of people don't even want to know what they're thinking about because it's scary to them and they don't want to maybe face it. So and I've had to say, actually more than a couple times today, I had to say, you know what, you're not gonna die by feeling something. You're not gonna die. You just gotta feel it. And I think a lot of times, like, we feel like we're gonna get overwhelmed by feeling things, or we're going to literally die if we feel something. And so it's not the case. We've just gotta feel it pass through the body. It's just energy. It's just an emotion trying to, move somewhere. And so we've got to physically do something different. There's what is that? Nitric oxide dump, I think is what it's called. Little workout. It's like a 3 or 4 minute workout. We'll have to do that someday. We'll have to do that together someday. I'll do a video on that. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself when you're feeling anxious or angry or anything really. It's just a 3 to 4 minute workout, and you just get some energy out of your body. Just anytime you're feeling something, just do some, literally shake your body. Dance, jump up and down, do jumping jacks, do something physical along with doing something calming like breathing, and then check in with your thoughts. You gotta know what you're thinking. You gotta know what story you're telling, because we're telling the old story all the time and we don't even know we're doing it. That's what I realized too. I was like, I didn't even know that I was running this in my mind, because we get so addicted to the same track of thought. So you've got to pay attention to what you're thinking, and don't be scared of yourself. I think that's the main thing. Like, be brave. Don't be scared of your thoughts. They're just thoughts. They're not real. They're not true. They're just there, and they've been programmed, and they can be reprogrammed and rewired. We can rewire the brain. Neuroplasticity. We can change the structure of the brain. You're never stuck with the brain that you've been given. So just know that, and just run with that, and trust me. Try to trust me. You don't have to listen to anything else I say, but trust me on this one thing, that you can restructure your brain. You can create it however you want it to be and feel. So we'll keep going on this track. I will spare you because I'm sure this doesn't sound the best, but I'm posting it anyway, you know? Hopefully maybe 10 or 20 people might see it, maybe. So anyway, thank you guys so much for, being with me through this and for paying attention to me and my videos. And I appreciate you guys so much. And remember that you are so loved. Pass that on to somebody you might think might need to hear it, if I can talk correctly tonight. And remember to appreciate yourself because what you appreciate appreciates. And I will be back tomorrow with a awesome mic again. Thanks, guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.